Got face painting. Want to get your face painted? Okay. They're really cool and good at it.
Yeah. You want to do face paint?
All these, I'll let you come and do. Attractive nuisance. Gives people reason to come and talk to us. It did. It was glorious.
I do believe the horse thief was in on it with the man that you
think?
acquitted her of.
It would be shocking if she was collaborating with the mayor.
Well, maybe further investigation would be good.
Most likely. See if your magic box can find us aught.
I might have.
Tankard holders with the tankards. They sell tankard holders with the tankards.
Bigger than mine. Can't be my wallet. So you guys show off. Smell better. Brady, you got a stack. I have ball back ball. I wouldn't have a scabbard made up. I've got a 3-week-old, so Jen's not currently making sheets. Yeah, congrats, by the way. Thank you. Someday, when Jen is 60, back to making leather, she would totally make you one. Okay. She likes doing sheets for those. But yeah, at the moment, she's probably on a 1.5-year hiatus. That's fine. Because I want to. Yeah, I know. My little man. Don't you have one like this? I must show her the back. I'm sleep deprived, but still I'm proud sure you are.
Okay, I have 2 transactions ahead of you. So
anyway, no, I'd like to buy one off you.
Good. Jen will make one for you.
Okay, I'll hit you up later. Cheers, brother. Good seeing you again, man. It's been a while.
It's been too long. Yeah. You're going to be at Valhalla next year? Going to be there?
67 cents for change.
In theory.
Because they paved roads in that whole side.
I know. We moved across the street this year and did a 1-weekender.
I live 5 minutes away from that place.
Yeah.
I walked it out.
Because you're on Quinn's property, right?
The same property, but there's roads in there.
Yeah, because we were across the street, paved, still in Camp Ridge.
Yes, across the street, Lakeside.
So it's going to be Lakeside again, as far as I know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in town up there, so I'm like walking distance to Faire.
Oh, go ahead.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'll swing by. All right. Good seeing you, man.
You too.
All right, good.
Didn't know if any particular one was catching your eye.
There it is.
They are fantastic, as I'm currently drinking out of one right now.
Does it have a sheath?
It does, and it's a nice one. Thick, long leather.
Are you
Well
right,
done.
team?
Yes.
The larger one? Brian's making the leather shield for me.
Do you have cash for your katana? All right.
Go ahead.
Which one are you getting? Which one's already yours?
You have that one.
I have this one.
And those were 12, right?
You seem to be doing quite well.
You never know with this one. This is an interesting event. I've been doing it 26 years. In the events it doesn't rain out and make us close early, it's a good event. But like last year when they pulled the plug before Sunday, not so much. Hopefully the going earlier, gives us a better shot. Although they were calling for rain a couple of days ago here. I don't know if it did, but
No, it didn't.
I
They
don't
thought about
think
it.
you're guaranteed not to have rain anytime in September, but it might be better than the October dates.
Yes.
And this is steel, not.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 5160 high carbon spring and 1095. So yes, you need to keep
48
it
your
oiled.
total?
And yes, you don't want to store it in the scabbard. Wear it for a weekend to an event, but don't stick it in the closet or in a drawer in that sheet that's leave it there for a couple of months because you will have rusty fingerprints. So just keep a light coat of oil on the blade. We always have a rag around.
You're
You
over
can
18,
use
right?
modern gun
Yes,
oil,
okay.
machine oil, sewing machine oil, lead's foot, mink oil, mineral oil, choji oil is what we use.
Vegetable oil?
Vegetable oil, as long as it's not cut, it has to be a true essential vegetable oil. So if you're buying something to be only vegetable oil, like a pure essential,
Hey,
olive
little guy
oil
at
is
the end,
fine.
Joe, pick them up, okay?
It's amazingly heavy.
I want to think about this.
Not that you're likely to use a cutlass as a food knife, but since we're talking about it, on anything you might cut food with, vegetable oil is a great choice because you don't want to ingest, say, WD-40. So if you've got a small blade you might cut up food with, vegetable oil or mineral.
I want to think about
No,
this.
you hand me a scabbard tag.
Oh, 780. Okay.
I think it's a good choice if that
I
helps.
like the Damascus.
And I like that he took the time to do the Damascus fittings too.
Just had it in my hand.
It's amazing how heavy these things are.
It is.
Most modern knives, you're like, oh wow, and this thing is just like,
Here, check this out. It's very sharp.
oh boy, that's amazing. It's not heavy at all.
No, it's not.
Where do you go?
Good, how about you?
Okay, perfect.
Huh? Is that yours?
Yeah.
Ah, amazing.
So that's a first century BC replica.
That's right.
Yeah, handmade by our group's blacksmith.
Oh yeah, the two-handed is fantastic. The woodcuts show the two-handed, and the sagas talk
420,
about it.
wow.
Nobody makes it. You keep seeing like 5-load, Godford and Gotland era over and over again. Feel how much better it is in the hand. By moving that pommel so much further back, it has an incredible balance, whereas most single-handed Vikings are pretty blade heavy. Even though the pommel's no bigger, just it gets it back another 5.5 inches, so it really feels good. And then beautiful scabbard, nice period rope stitch, leather over wood, tight fit to the blade. Yeah, it's nicely done.
I had been looking at the Hanway over there for a while, like leading up to this, but I did not expect that.
Yeah, no, these are great.
Yeah, it's not us.
I don't know if you've ever read the Viking sagas, but they talk about a sack's the length of a man's arm. Nobody makes them that big.
Right, exactly.
I've got one that'll be done next week. They talk about the two-handed sword. Again, you just don't see guys doing it, but in the sagas.
May I?
We don't know for sure. The sagas are stories, but we don't know for sure they weren't exaggerating. But
Oh yeah, it's really nice with
there's
the
at
longer
least
hilt.
that written record.
Dark Sword does seem me.
Yeah, it's at least based on something. Like any good movie, it at least started as something.
Depending on the day.
Try to get it in the scabbard.
Buffalo bodice daggers. Where are those?
8019, probably in a drawer. They could be down here. Tiny little white box.
Yeah, I know what they look like. I didn't see any in the drawer.
I hand wrote a number on the front of one of them.
I'm going to
Yeah.
check out
Could
the other
be,
two I want to look at.
somewhere. It'd be in this section, not that one.
I may have just sold it.
That's pretty amazing.
Check out the Hanway vest.
Actually, yeah, they're little white boxes.
Yes, that one.
Yes.
Thank you.
Little white boxes.
Yeah, I remember years ago, I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago maybe, we had a conversation. You were like, I don't know if I'm going to keep coming. Because it was getting really, like the event was dying.
And like I said, we've been plagued by bad weather at this show. There are 3 years where we've closed early, and 1 year where the event was completely canceled. We don't get our money back for what we spent on the vendor fee or our gas money, and I still have to pay my helpers, even though we didn't end up open. So I'm still laying out $1,800, $2,000 to not sell anything.
Oh, that's awful.
The main reason I kept coming back is because I used to come to this event before I did this for a living. This is one of the ones I used to come to, so I love this fair. It is not my biggest financial, show of the year by any means, but it's one I've been coming to for a long, long time.
Yeah. Any other fairs that you would suggest? I used to go, when I was a little kid, I used to go to the Northern Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss Northern. Where are you located? Are you close to right here?
I won't be for much more
Okay,
many months.
where are you headed towards?
Stockton?
Okay, so yeah, you're going to drive. About the only things close to you in Stockton are Highland Games, like Pleasanton, which is a massive, massive Scottish Highland Games. There's a smaller Highland Games in Dixon. There's the Woodland Highland Games in Sacramento. So those are all close. Driving from Stockton, this is one of your closest ones. Kearney Park in Fresno has 3 events, a Pirate, a Renaissance Fair, and a Highland Games. It's about the same drive as here, but going south. You know, it's not. I mean, you're 2 hours drive. It's not an awful drive by any means. There's nothing that's super close. There used to be one in Livermore, but it's not there anymore, which would have been real close to Stockton. But that one has gone away, and there used to be one in Oakland, which unfortunately has gone away because that would have been a closer drive for you. So you're going to have a couple of hours to get to somewhere.
Yeah,
but there are a few that are not an awful drive.
my science teacher used to be one of the guys that would do one of the booths for a long time here. I think he's retired now, but
very cool.
That's why I kept coming back and back and back, and I was just like, I'll have to remember that the Renaissance Fair is coming through because I actually do want to buy one of your weapons eventually. I keep looking at them. I'm just like, eventually, I will. It will be the stars will align. You know what I mean? Well, it's usually just catches me off guard. I'm just like, oh, Renaissance Fair. Oh.
They just changed it around, so they redesigned it, and it
feels
really
good in
nice.
hand. You know what feels better?
Yeah. Oh God.
I think I have to do it. I don't think it can go wrong. I think it has to be mine.
You know, and as you know, we will let you buy it. How cool is that?
It's wonderful.
If you're aware, but when you touch metal, the salt your skin.
Not like when I bring the things out of my own collection and say this is cool, but you can't have it. Like the Meteorite Damascus Viking sword behind me that I've owned for 20 some odd years in my own collection.
You're like, oh great, now it's rusted.
How, what did the sheath for this one look like?
The Sheath Mikey 1001, if you want to dig that out. It's dark brown leather. It has a snap on the strap, I believe, to close it. And it's a long, curved single edge.
I actually really like that knife right there. It's very...
1001.
He may make it home.
It's a very practical shape.
Our shield maker make leather helms.
He does indeed. Every single time it's a one-of-a-kind. He doesn't repeat a design. He likes Viking and Celt in particular for leather helms, although he can be taunted into making other things if he looks at the design and likes it. He is an artist, so he sometimes goes, no, that's ugly, I'm not going to make one, because he is an artist, but that does mean the stuff he does, as you can see by the shields, he's amazing. I've kept 11 of his shields. I mean, he's really good.
What is the 1001?
It is the antler handle.
I am buying this though.
Damascus. Right here, Mike.
This one.
Okay.
Not quite that large.
Which one are you wanting?
I just wanted to see the price and the flail.
Can you get around me?
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't gain
You
that
are
much weight this year.
576 and 46. Wait. You weigh like 4 apples.
You should
have any weight.
No, I
This
think
is
15
4.
pounds
Let me
is
count out the rest.
All right.
hide it in your sleeve when you're in a duel and throw it at somebody to end them rightly.
Excuse me, it's $52. Well, it's 2 apples.
End him rightly. Oh no.
Well, I won't trade for apples, but I will trade for alcoholic cider from apples.
136.
Yeah, I was just like,
So 576.46 is where we're headed.
578, is it?
Who? Yes.
This is it?
Ah.
Brady. This is the thing.
Yeah, hold on. Counting money.
Yeah.
70.
it's like I was looking for the blade to pick up because I noticed it was riddled with
Riddles, I tell you.
You need 40 more is what you need.
Probably. They probably
And I will double
belong to
count
a
it to
number.
make sure.
Yeah, you know, everybody likes to touch, so we just have to twice.
Should be right, but let's make sure.
Should be right, but we will find out.
thing that chick on Game of Thrones has, that little long, skinny needle, whatever thing.
Probably this long, but it's really
It's about,
It would be a small rapier, I think, is the closest
it's
to
really, it's about that long, but it's super skinny.
super.
Yeah, no, it's like, look at this.
Yeah, we know. We watch every week, but that's going to be about your closest.
It would, if it was much thinner, it would probably
Hey,
break.
you'll get it, okay?
Bend. Not break, bend.
3, 6, 8,